grow, still can't stop it.
What is up? I am Crypto Mason, and welcome back to the Crypto Mason YouTube channel. Shout out to the Gold Squad. We look for gold in every single aspect of our lives, and we always find it. Now today, we are back for another heated daily market update. The market is on fire, and not in terms of price, it is in terms of news and stuff happening. It's basically war out there right now, and that is why we have the red lights on, because that's a war color. So let's get into the market update right away. Make sure that you join the Discord. Somebody's calling me out in the Discord for sleeping in. You guys are holding me accountable, and we are here for another daily market update. So hopping in, make sure you're following me on Twitter. We're going to talk about everything. This clip that went viral on my Twitter of BitBoy, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. We also had another one about BitBoy selling his soul. We're going to talk about that. Flare is happening. Like, the token distribution event is happening very soon. We've got stuff about Polkadot, Quant, HBAR, XRP, all of them. So let's go. Market is at 916 billion. So right now, how I'm feeling in the market is it's hard to pay attention to these boring ass prices. It is easy to pay attention to this news because it's so juicy and just heated. So I'm caring more about the news than the prices right now. However, look who is back in our top 3 biggest gainers today. We have Casper. Casper's literally making a move as we speak. To the upside, we have 11% up in 24 hours. And then it's still putting up those huge numbers on the 7-day and the 30-day. 32% on 7 days, 63% on 30 days. Quant is putting up a better 30-day number, but it is in the top 3 biggest gainers in the top 100, along with Toncoin. Now, Toncoin has been here for a while, I think. This thing has been here for a while, and I've always heard that it's trash, but I have no idea what this does. Make sure, like, you know what? I use the top gainers as a research thing, like a hidden gem type of discovery, right? Because you could click on this and see it in the top gainer, and then go look into it and actually buy a bag. So these top gainer slots, they double as promotion slots. In fact, just getting your coin into the top 100 is massive promotion. Did you guys know that CoinMarketCap gets 40 million monthly visitors on this site? That is huge. Like, they're ranked one of the biggest, like, just websites in general that people go to, which is absurd. And they are owned by Binance as well. So these are promo slots, right? Quant has kind of had this, like, promotion going on a little bit with how it's been in the top gainer so much. And that's because it's easy to beat out every other coin right now, because no coin is moving at all. So if you pump your coin, like if they pump some money into this to inflate it a little bit, it can get into that top gainer slot, and then a natural buy effect starts happening. That's kind of what's happening with Casper as well. There's really no crazy news coming out for Quant or Casper, I don't think, but they're getting this natural, like, people are FOMOing into it. Bitcoin, we're not even going to touch the price at all today. We're not going to talk about it. However, Quant, I was wrong. I will admit I was wrong. However, we did go to 160. I thought that we would climb down to 155 or to 160, as I said yesterday. And I thought we were going to stay there for a bit. However, it looks like we have printed now. We're printing a nice little 6% candle on the 12-hour, and the daily is looking at 5.42%. So we're heading back up. We're heading back up here, and now it's going to get that little promo slot again. The Twitter engagement's going to go crazy. If you guys want to know how to check that, you can head over to Lunar Crush right here, and we can check. If we type in QNT into Lunar Crush, this is not sponsored at all. I wish they would sponsor me. They do follow me on Twitter, though. We can see the social. Here's the social mentions and everything. So here's the top Quant influencers as well. We got Quant Mommy, the Blockchain Media, and then I'm there in third because I have been tweeting about Quant a lot. And then you can also look. So we just have the price up. Let's turn the social mentions up, and you can correlate the social mentions to the price, and you can actually see a correlation here, right? When Quant was going up, the social mentions were at 1,004, and then at when Quant was at its absolute peak, it was 1,607. You can see all of this, right? You can overlay all of these graphs. Pretty insane. And you can see like how the social dominance is. It's absurd. I love Lunar Crush. Now, here's a fun fact about Quant before we move into the BitBoy stuff and the whole Sam Bankman-Fried, etc. This is a fun fact. If we go to Etherscan, right? Let's go to Etherscan, which is like the Ethereum blockchain explorer here, and we type in Quant, right? Let's go to the Quant token. So here's the official Quant token. A lot of people have been FUDing, which means fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They've been like basically like speaking bad on Quant's name and trying to scare people. That Quant's total supply, max supply, is actually 45 million. And you can see here on Etherscan that is true on Etherscan. It says 45 million Quant. And we know that the actual supply of Quant on CoinMarketCap is 14 million. And that's why it's so scarce. And that's why one of the aspects we love so much. Now let's expose what's going on with this actually. So the real story, the fun fact, is that Quant was actually supposed to have a supply of 45 million Quant tokens. However, when they did the ICO, they did not sell all their tokens and they burnt the remainder of the unsold tokens. So was that a strategy to kind of increase the price of Quant? Or was that them really not caring to sell out the tokens, right? And because a lot of people are arguing that Quant was just used to fund the building of Quant Network, right? They didn't really need a token. Come on, bro. That's like 99% of these freaking cryptos don't need to exist. They're there to fund things. They're there for the team to allocate whatever, 30% to them, 70% to the community and other people. And then that 30% ends up being a huge amount of value that they just created out of thin air, and then they sell it and they start dumping to fund their operations, which makes sense, but it's also like, damn, the company's dumping. So there's your fun fact about Quant. Let's move on. This BitBoy clip got almost 9,000 likes, 1,000 retweets. We don't care about the numbers. However, we do care that this did get a lot of attention. And this clip is pretty crazy. It's making waves on Twitter. This was quote tweeted by like every big page in the book. Even Ryan Sean Adams, the guy that BitBoy was dissing, quote tweeted this. We can go and find that. Actually, let's do that and show you what he said. Ryan Sean Adams. If we scroll down, oh wow, this response by Eric Vor. Okay, he's just on his stuff still. If we keep going. He did quote tweet my video right there. His quote tweet got 2,000 likes, which is insane. He said, "Today the Alex Jones of crypto went on a coke-fueled tirade about my glasses. How's your day going?" So he's calling him the Alex Jones of crypto. BitBoy, I'm sorry, but I do agree. You are the Alex Jones of crypto. Just off appearance and like how you yell. That's all it is. It's how you yell. It's the content you're covering. You're the Alex Jones of crypto. And I think you would love that title, to be honest. And then this part is completely unnecessary on Ryan Sean Adams, especially knowing BitBoy's past with drug abuse and that type of thing, which he's been open about on all his platforms. Ryan Sean Adams, I do not like you. And yeah, fuck Bankless. I don't even care. Moving on, we had, so that clip went crazy, right? Sam Bankman-Fried saw the clip of this. I think he saw it on a different page because obviously I've been roasting him as well, so he cannot reply to my page because I called him a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's what BitBoy keeps calling him. We're going to talk about that in a second. But the point here is that this is making waves and this is war now. Like there are two sides forming. BitBoy keeps saying like, what side of history are you gonna fall on, etc. And it's pretty insane. Also, we had this clip. BitBoy has not sold his soul. Of course, BitBoy has, promoted certain things and certain coins in the past. Every crypto influencer has. But what I meant by this is he's not like, there's nobody like sitting there telling him that he can't say certain things, right? He doesn't have that in place yet. Someone like Logan Paul, there are people that if he wants to say something very controversial, they will stop him and literally not let him say that. BitBoy does not have that at all. So he is not owned. Okay, he has not sold his soul yet. And I'm going to reinstate it. That's why he can get on his show and say what he wants to say, is because he's independent. He owns his show. Moving on, wolf in sheep's clothing. We can see this is a picture of Sam Bankman-Fried sitting beside, is that Bill Clinton? He's in there, man, and they're using him or something like this. He's just for the Matrix. He's just for the Matrix. He's for the old system, and he is a wolf in sheep's clothing, which I really love that idiom of a wolf in sheep's clothing, because he looks like an absolute sheep. He looks like a nerd. He looks like he's harmless, but he is extremely wolfy. We'll say that under that appearance. So moving on, what is going on with the Ripple versus SEC case? Here's a nice little briefing from Jeremy Hogan, and then we'll get into the Hinman documents because they have been released. The parties have filed with the court under seal, blah, 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 bunch of legal talk. The parties are speaking today about what parts of their briefs they want redacted, and the briefs are scheduled to be made public next Monday. But last month, the SEC ignored that deadline and filed its a day early. So be on the lookout anytime Sunday or Monday. After that, there's just one more brief on November 15, and then we are basically done. So this thing is like conclusions are actually being made and progress is actually being made. Speaking of progress, we did have the Hinman documents. Stuart Alderoy, which I love this guy. There's some great videos of this guy. He's on the general counsel of Ripple. There's some great videos of him and Brad Garlinghouse. And he's also in the infamous video of Brad saying that 99% of these cryptos are securities. We finally have the Hinman documents, his internal SEC emails, and drafts of his infamous 2018 speech. While they remain confidential for now at the SEC's insistence, so the SEC is insisting that those documents stay confidential. Of course they are. I can say that it was well worth the fight to get them. So that's a little coded line subliminally saying that, yeah, we got them and these are good and we're going to win. He said, I've always felt good about our legal arguments and I feel even better now. I always felt bad about the SEC's tactics and I feel even worse about them now. So even with the Hinman documents, let's go back to price talk right here. Let's go to XRP. Even with the Hinman documents coming out, if we go to the 4-hour, we can see that, hold on, this was when they came out, sorry, not then, it was right here, October, yeah, it was right here. I guess we dumped hard on them. So that's pretty sketchy, to be honest. That is pretty sketchy. I think this was the pump leading up to the announcement, and then we dumped. Something like that happened to the price, but the point is the price did not go up from this happening. It, in fact, went down, okay? And this actually, let's stay on the Hinman documents for now, okay? And then we'll talk about other stuff. Digital asset investors said, think any of these people are going to have trouble sleeping at night. So what this is a list of names, and these are people that people from Enterprise Ethereum Alliance who communicated with Bill Hinman between these dates, May 2017 and December 2020. And you can see there is a big list. Even the legal inventor of utility tokens and ICOs at Ethereum, Mike Novogratz. We'll just go through some of the ones that I recognize. Chris Dixon, Ben Horowitz, Mark Andreessen. We have, who else? Who else is on this list of names right here? Vitalik Buterin, Wendy Moore, Joseph Lubin. Those are the ones I recognize off the top of my head, but there's a lot of big people here that he did communicate with. So moving on, we did also have in reaction to the Hinman documents coming out, Brad Garlinghouse has voiced his opinion. He says the SEC wants you to think that it cares about disclosure, transparency, and clarity. Don't believe them. When the truth eventually comes out, the shamefulness of their behavior here will shock you. Holy cow, that's a crazy tweet from Brad. And a crazy tweet warrants a crazy reply. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, directly got a reply from Elon Musk. Now, I think this is the first time that this has happened. But this like proves to me, because I haven't seen this happen yet, this proves to me that Elon is completely aware of the XRP case, aware of Ripple, and aware of Brad Garlinghouse and all of this. He said no way. So he's sarcastically saying, like, no way, like, you know, because it's obvious that the SEC doesn't care about disclosure. We know that Elon Musk also hates the SEC and does not respect them. Here's a creepy tweet from me, a little eerie one. I said, gonna say it again. I wouldn't be surprised if XRP barely pumps off lawsuit win / settlement. Crypto Bull XRP actually agrees with me right there. This guy says at least 25%. This guy says, I'm sorry, Mason, but your calls lately have been mid. That is the reaction you get when you actually tell the damn truth. You know, that's what you get. I have noticed time and time again during this past year that cryptos do not react the same to good news as before. They don't react the same to good news. They don't react the same to Coinbase listings, to Binance listings. This industry is changing. It's maturing. And even if they win, do you guys remember when that Yahoo Finance article came out saying that settlement was like they won the lawsuit, and that trended on Twitter for like an hour or something? XRP barely freaking moved. It barely moved. You know, like, I would not be surprised. However, it is still a good bet. Like, that guy, I agree with this guy, El Cid, at least 25%. You're at least going to get a 20 to 40% pump off a win like that, depending on how they launch it, how they launch that news. If it's a win, if Ethereum gets exposed with it, like, it's impossible to tell what you're going to get. But dude, the XRP lawsuit win is not going to pump XRP to all-time high. That's just a fact. It's not going to pump XRP to all-time high. We're still betting that switches are going to be flipped. Ripple has 400 plus financial institutions signed up that aren't using XRP. They can click one button and start saving money and using ODL and getting on-demand liquidity. Okay, and then the volume of XRP should go up, and the price could go up off of that. But the lawsuit win and like good news pumps are like futile. They don't last, right? You're going to get maybe a 20, 30, 40% pump off of it. And then it will come probably crashing down, just like ETH. Ethereum had the biggest crypto announcement of all time, basically. A historical moment. The Ethereum merge, successful, flawless. No problems with the Ethereum merge implementation. It did pump, right? But nowhere near the all-time high. $4,666 is the all-time high. Nowhere near. And now we're back down to 1,300, right? What really will bring these cryptos up in the long term is like good advancements and taking over the world. It's like once XRP actually, you start seeing more uses, you will see, that's when you will see the price actually go up. I did tweet out as well, Elon Musk should voice his support for Ripple fighting the SEC in the XRP case. He should voice his support because clearly he would support that, fighting against the SEC. Here we go. Flare Network. We got a couple more things. Flare Network will be decentralized on or around 24th of October. Man, I am so thankful and just grateful that Flare is putting this type of behavior and this type of announcement on display. They are showing a lot of newbies that a network does not start decentralized. Some of these networks, they start off centralized, and then as time goes on, they get more decentralized. And the way they've done it is that once Flare gets decentralized, right? So once Flare doesn't own the majority of the nodes, you will see the token distribution events start, right? So we are aiming for... what are they aiming for? The token distribution event is going to happen very soon. I think it should be soon here. Let me see. To be abundantly clear, Flare will be ready to do token distribution event next week. So next week, we are waiting on coordination with 100+ exchanges so that the distribution is orderly, so that everyone that should get their tokens does, and so that they all get them at broadly the same time. Okay. excuse me, I've shown you how to buy Flare before the airdrop. It's probably not a good idea, right? It's probably a good idea to let the airdrop happen. If there's a pump, just numb yourself and wait for the dump and then buy in on the dump. Moving on. We did have Gavin Wood, the Polkadot co-founder, step down from the CEO role at blockchain's builders. Bjorn Wagner will now helm Polkadot's key backer, Parity Technologies. So he is actually shaking off his CEO title. He's leaving as CEO at Parity Technologies, which is the key backer supporting the Polkadot ecosystem. So they do call it, you know, some of the headlines call it the CEO of Polkadot, but really Polkadot is decentralized and doesn't have a CEO, right? He's the co-founder of Polkadot, but he's the CEO at Parity Technologies, which is the key backer of Polkadot. So this Bjorn Wagner is becoming the new CEO. Interesting. I wanted to add on to this by saying that there is a mass CEO exodus happening in crypto right now. And we've seen Celsius, FTX, like a ton of these CEOs step down. And is it because they're running scams or some kind of drama is going to come out on them? Who knows? But one of the things that I wanted to point out, and I've pointed this out many times, in 2020, there was a massive Web 2 CEO exodus like this. Like we had Disney, Hulu, we had like Tinder, all these things, these companies stepped down. Microsoft, UPS, MasterCard, Uber Eats, like tons stepped down. And my theory here is that they probably don't want to deal with a recession and they're running off into the sunset with all their money. They don't want to deal with what's coming and the big like crumbling of Web 2 and the introduction of Web 3. I think the Web 3 CEOs that are leaving are due to them running scams and doing shady stuff in the crypto industry. So they leave so that they can't get charged or some crazy stuff like that. Moving on, our final thing. This is probably the longest market update I've ever done, but our final thing is Interpol, which is the International Police Organization, which I had never heard about until Do Kwon was being hunted by them. Interpol is taking a preemptive action against the metaverse. They just created their own Interpol metaverse, which allows registered users to tour a virtual facsimile. I have no idea what that word means. Facsimile of the Interpol general headquarters. So you can go into the metaverse and tour the Interpol headquarters. Who the hell wants to do that? I don't care. Okay, interact with other officers via their avatars and even take immersive training courses. So you can take courses, but they're stepping into the metaverse. You know, there's no we know there's no one metaverse, right? So that term metaverse is complete bullshit until they all can be connected. Until like I can take my avatar and I can hop into the Interpol metaverse and visit some police headquarters and then take that same avatar with all his items, all his clothes, all his everything, and go into the Bored Ape metaverse or go into the Sandbox metaverse. That's when we really have a metaverse non-plural. Right now we have a metaverses plural. There's multiple metaverses and they don't connect. Side note, Quant can actually make this happen. All right. That is all we've got for the daily market update. Make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I love every single one of you. Join the Gold Squad Discord, and goodbye.